Yes,
This is me putting my toe on the threshold.
It is fine now. You have to give me more than 30 seconds to hard left turn from video game to streaming.
Just don't do anything that gets demonetized.
All right. So
I
anyway,
am
time to talk
monetized
about
to begin with.
politics. Anyway.
Honestly, talking about politics would probably get me monetized faster.
So about the Israel-Palestine conflict. Anyway.
Oh my, don't, because
Welcome
literally
to our
I will
round
go on
table.
a rant about that because I am heated today.
I'm mightily tempted. I am mightily tempted, Z. I want you to know that.
Did you? Okay, you fucking. Just little factoid for everybody. So, BP did an announcement today that they were going to stop going through the Red Sea, I think it is, because of the conflicts that are going on in the area. Because of the Israel-Palestine stuff, because of stuff that's going on in Yemen and everything. And an hour later, it took 1 hour between the BP saying they're going to stop their shipments through the area for the EU to finally be like, yeah, we're going to call for a complete ceasefire. 1 hour.
Ain't it just like that?
It was also Rishi Sunak, right? Like it got England to move as well.
Just
But children's lives.
Yeah.
What are
No.
those? We don't
Who
care
cares?
about those.
Let them die.
It's all about that oil
Anyway,
money.
in Galarian, where no children have died ever.
We can fix that easy. Ismark, where's your house?
All right. Who would like to tell us what happened last time on Rise of the Rune Lords? Joe, music.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. Okay, hold on.
Did you hear that guy screaming outside my window? He wants music.
I thought that scream of pain was Joe for a second.
No,
it's
it's
I
Charlie.
also thought it was Joe.
My screaming is on the inside.
It's like, damn, how hard are they gaming right now?
Damn.
We finished Raft Dungeon by killing the evil wing bitch.
Irilium, yes.
The evil wing bitch.
Quasimodo.
That could be any number of evil wing bitches.
Hey,
Truly, it
we
could.
only met one evil wing bitch in this game thus far.
That you
Asterisk.
know of.
So far.
When more identifiers are needed, I will add more identifiers. They are not needed right now.
But they will all end in bitch.
Yes.
So we did fuck up Irilium last time. Does anybody remember any of the other stuff we did?
Found a floaty room.
The floaty room was cool.
Found the meditation chamber library. Saw a statue that might look like redacted.
And burned a prayer book because it
Mm-hmm.
was for Plague Lady.
Is there anything else in this room?
That book was worth more than most peasants will see in their entire lifetimes. Isn't
Kick the
that
goblin
something?
down a flight of stairs.
Goblin kick, very important. Very important.
Killed zombies.
Yes.
We have wiped this dungeon.
That you know of.
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure.
I am sorry, friendo.
Turns out Hellebore was the final boss of the dungeon the whole time. But that is where we will rejoin the party. In the Sinwell chamber of the Catacombs of Wrath, having cleared this horrible place of any opposition that you can think of, at least. Any opposition that Hellebore knows would be in this place still. Irilium's corpse lies on the ground, not far from the Sinwell, her wingtip kind of hovering just over the edge of it, but not making contact with the waters that have now gone very still. It's difficult to say that there's a sense of peace in a place like this, especially knowing what you know about it. the people who have died here, and not just died, but died horrific, drawn out deaths, starvation, torture, experimentation. It's hard to hold in your head how all of this could have happened here, right beneath your noses in Sandpoint for all of this time, and how a place like this can even exist. Existing as it does in such intricate detail, with the walls of this room being polished stone, the care and attention paid to the Sinwell, to the altar of Lamashtu at the back of the room atop these stairs. But, for the moment, you have no other enemies to concern you. What do you do?
Well, we're done here. Let's go look up at the sky, shall we?
Ismark is going to turn his lamp and kind of spin around the room, make sure that there's truly nothing in here. Because despite the fact that we did fight a big bad and kill the big bad, and are now standing over the corpse of the big bad, the environment is still powerfully unsettling. So he will nervously look over his shoulder and just kind of like, yeah, we should get the fuck out of here. I don't like this. And we got stuff to do.
It looks like there's 2 doors. Unless we're ignoring them.
Those are, in fact, 2 doors.
Can't see the other side of the room, so.
I'd like to search.
Sure.
No, it's door.
Don't call me Dorley.
Ismark spins around, catches sight of Solo with one of the spins. She just raises a finger and shakes it in his direction.
He pretends to ignore that as his lantern is moving across, and he is going to start scuttling up the steps, just like, I'm gonna go check this out. Just gonna make sure that everything's all good up here.
Yeah, Sola, in case you forgot, Ismark did throw himself over the rune well last session.
She remembers.
All right, Ismark, you head upstairs, and this golden triangle that you see here is a altar to Lamashtu, in intricate detail, made of solid gold, and anointed with various innards from animals that are still rotting. You can see the maggots crawling all over the surface of the metal. It's a strange sight because it's a strange sight because the metal has clearly been polished and has its characteristic, almost mystical luster to it. But the maggots are very much crawling all over it.
Oh boy, that is I don't have a thing for this. I don't have oil or like gasoline or anything.
You could eat them.
No.
No.
Stop it.
Jadras, as you are looking around, these 2 rooms don't hold very much that's of interest to you. There's no loot above table, but what they are sort of like, those rooms where altar boys get ready? It's like that.
Where are you going with this?
It's filled with various unholy accoutrements that are used in the service of Lamashtu. So, jars of maggots, vials of disease, poisons, unctuants, things of that nature.
Goose. Light it on fire. Amy.
Hi. Sorry. Was scarfing down food. What am I doing?
Did you hear what I said?
I heard what you said. It's the
Perfect.
Supply closet?
Yes, it's essentially a unholy supply closet.
Ah, that she doesn't like this. She clutches her dagger, her wooden dagger, a little, not wood. What the fuck? My mind's fucked.
Cold iron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I
clutches
think that
it.
Ismark has that one actually. Now that I think about it, but
Well, I meant
Yes.
her Erastil dagger.
oh
With
yes,
the antler.
the horn. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, fucking unholy. How destroy? Or would you
Yeah,
even
really.
want to? Or would you just want to leave?
Anybody who wants to can make me. Let's see. I will accept knowledge history if you speak Thessalonian. Otherwise, spellcraft would be good.
Okay.
Can't make acid of any kind. I wish I could make acid.
Knowledge history.
I mean, you can if you have alchemy trained. But do you
I
want to
do
make
have alchemy trained.
Do you want to make acid out of Lamashtu maggots?
No. I want to pour acid on the thing.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was hoping for.
Man, you
Fucking
did some
bug
messed up
spray.
science experiments.
What if we just
All right.
bug spray the altar?
Can
Where are you
can
getting the bug
I-
spray?
I
Oh,
don't know,
never
man.
mind.
Hope. Prayer.
All right, 28 for Sola.
So,
Ismark, what are you doing here, boss?
I was gonna say Ismark can roll knowledge history, but this is about specifically like Lamashtu stuff, right?
Thassalon, actually.
I don't think Ismark would know anything about it. Would he?
He probably would not. This is extremely
Yeah.
specialized knowledge.
And he's currently still, for at least another like 20 to 30 minutes, he is still under the effects of the God, I can't remember the mutagen. He's still under the effects of the mutagen, which does really fuck up his brain power.
Dumb Ismark.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
not dumb. I just can't do math right now.
So, Kokoro, as you're trying to put your brain to work here, desperate as you are to see the outside world, your eyes land upon the Sinwell all the same, and you get this tingling sensation in the back of your head. And you get the feeling, wait a second, shall we do something about that? And as you say this, in whatever manner you say this, Hellebore, it also strikes you that we should do something about that. You know for a fact, and you have seen this happen before, that the Sinwell can be used still. It just needs a day to rest, and it will once more be active unless it's destroyed. Sola, as this discussion is going on, you have a brain blast, Jimmy Neutron style, that illuminates some of the functions of minor Sinwells, because it strikes you now that this isn't even a large Sinwell. Oh no, this is a very small one, hardly even worthy of the name. The Sinwells that you've read about are far, far larger than this. This one's only 3 feet deep, as a matter of fact. And you know that as long as there are acts of wrath being perpetrated above the Sinwell, anywhere in Sandpoint, this thing is going to recharge every day, unless it's destroyed or completely used up.
Okay, so I don't know if this is in like knowledge that I don't have or knowledge that I have forgotten or if I would even have access to this knowledge. So I know like Hellebore falling into the Sinwell is why Hellebore is alive and assumedly sentient.
Maybe.
He's fine.
A likely story.
Half part.
What is the, like, so like the Sinwell was used to like also summon like the Hellhounds or the Sin Spawn or whatever,
The
right?
sin spawns.
So that's what using it up is
Yes,
summoning
using it to
things.
create more sin spawn.
Okay.
You would also know that in order to create more sin spawn, you would do as the Quasit did and offer some blood to it. You need to take at least 2 hit points of damage and bleed that into the sin well to activate it.
Okay. So Sola is just kind of standing near the well, a good like 1.5 feet away from it though, and just kind of leaning a little bit on the Kumade as she's just kind of staring at this thing and looking around the room and listening to everybody. Not happy about the Lamash 2 statue, but, you know, a little bit lower on the priority list for now.
Elivor is also just staring into the well next to her.
We need to make sure that this thing is gone before we leave. And she kind of looks up and across the well towards where Shay and Kokoro and Mez are, and then looks towards Hellebore. I don't think we have the power or the necessary items to destroy it the easy way.
I have an idea. Ismark, Shay, come with me.
What?
What?
Ismark will follow.
Same reaction, I love that.
Just like 2 heads popping up from what they're doing on different sides of the room. Like, what?
What?
Come on, I got a plan. Follow me.
Okay.
Lovely.
What are we doing?
Kokoro is gonna take the tube back to the glassworks and just like point to the bags of sand lying around. We fill it in.
It's not the worst idea.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Ismark like kind of looks at it and just puts one hand on a hip and the other hand scratches the back of his head and he's like, "Oh shit! I mean, that could work. I don't know. That's not fun, but hey, manual labor never stirred me wrong before."
I'm
Okay.
counting on you two.
Ismark will bend down and grab a bag of sand, and he will look somewhat indignantly, though also not at Kokoro, and be like, "You know, I feel like you're taking advantage of me, but you have a point, so I can't really not do this, you know?"
All right.
I'm lucky if I can lift like 20 pounds.
My dudes, just to like throw something out there to make this a faster process, because Sola's not leaving yet. Just above table. Make a sled if you're going to be pulling bags of sand, so you don't have to make 50 million trips.
No, make Ismark carry them.
Yeah, no, I'm. Ismark needs his workout after leaping over that rune well.
He's got a bad bod.
All right. Well, she's going to use her shield to makeshift a little sled.
Sled.
Because it's gonna serve. A shield is gonna survive the trip down the stairs. That's what it's made for.
I don't think shields are made for surfing. Contrary to Legend of Zelda.
And Legolas.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
You know, just flat surface. Just, push and pull just to bring sand down.
So, as you guys are heading upstairs, right, to the glassworks?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you head upstairs, can you all make me a perception check?
Oh, boy.
Ah, boy. Where's my dice?
It's gonna be a 14.
Okay.
Perception has always worked wonderful for me.
That's gonna be.
That's what I figured.
Well, I know above table you said there is like nothing to loot, but can I, while they are doing this, since I said Tola is not leaving this room until it's dealt with, is there any of the poisons specifically that Sola might find useful in those rooms?
Yep. Let me just take a look here for you.
Because all the rest of them, she is like smashing and burning in the corners.
Wait, what's Sola doing?
Sola's looking for poisons.
Okay.
Also, that is a 22 on my perception check.
Nice. Sola, you find 2 bottles of hag spit.
Hag spit?
Lovely.
Yeah, hag spit.
Usually you have to buy that on eBay.
You do, you do.
Would you stop it?
If it's a ingested poison or an injury poison, and if they fail the save, they are blind for D10 rounds. Pretty good.
Good thing the closet didn't use that on us.
Yeah. Holy
That was
shit.
her special hag spit. It's
What was
collector's.
the save on it again?
It's a fort save. It's on the link there that I just posted.
Gotcha.
It's in general. For the upstairs crew, Kokoro, you're a little too wrapped up in focusing on doing what needs to be done. There's already been so much that's going on, so much that you've had to deal with and confront about your own family today that you're kind of focusing on just getting through it, deal with it when you deal with it, making sure everyone else is okay, and filling up the sin well, being a leader. However, Ismark and what'd you roll, Shay?
I got a 14.
14. Yeah. Sheadra's hears something going on in the other rooms, but it's Ismark that hears the familiar voice of Sheriff Baylor as he calls out in sort of a hushed command to whoever else is in the glassworks with him. Hey, who goes there?
Oh, hey! He's gonna spin around and like he's still carrying a bag of sand, and then he'll stop and set it down very gently, and be like, Baylor.
Retrieve my bird.
John is on
No!
Baylor's shoulder. And Baylor stows his weapon and gestures for the guards to do the same. You can hear the sounds of bows being put away, swords being sheathed, as Baylor approaches Ismark. Ward, it's good to see you're all right. What happened here is... I haven't seen anything like this in years.
Yeah, it's something special, that's for sure. But well, all right. There's a lot happening underneath the scene, behind the scenes here, underneath the scenes. But I'll explain on the way. I need to carry this bag of sand. If you can help, just grab one bag of sand and follow me. I'm going to explain most of what happened. I'm going to give you the quick rundown. Oh boy, there's a lot.
Ismark looks at the bag of sand, looks at you. He takes the bag of sand from you, and then just gestures to a couple of the boys, TM. All right, everybody help out Ward over here. And is that you, Sheadra's?
I imagine Shay pokes her head around the door. It's like, what? Ow!
He nods, and you can, Sheadra's, as you look at him, you can see visible relief on his face. there are bags beneath this man's eyes. There's a bit of red to them as well, and it's honest relief when he sees that you're all right. And a moment later, I imagine he spots Kokoro. And Miss Kaijitsu, I'm so sorry. This must be. I can't imagine.
It's been a time, but let's deal with this first, and then I'll attempt to.
I can't quite hear you, Piper.
Very muffled.
It's been a time, but let's take care of this first, and then the matters of the flock. Come.
Yeah, you think you can move sand? Like now?
Baylor nods. I think we can all handle that. To be honest with you, I think they'll be grateful for the distraction. And you get about 6 boys TM, along with sleds, to help you start moving the sand downstairs.
Who could that be?
Oh.
Would the sand also work on the other well that Sola is not happy with?
This one over here? Yeah, I would roll that. You can use the sand to soak it up and then move the sand somewhere else, TM, or incinerate it, whatever you want to do, and that'll get rid of the ill effects.
Cat literate.
Good.
Mhm.
Well, we have
Cat
a
litter
nice glass works with multiple furnaces above us, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would use those right now, but
There's some goblins in them.
you might have to do some cleanup work, but
Well, you're gonna
they
do
can be
cleanup
incinerated.
Cleanup work either way.
Hello, Iris. This is gentle stand-in roasting of you. Please insert a friendly roast here.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Understood. All right. moving the camera for a moment here. Hellebore and Sola are having a discussion.
We don't have to have that discussion right now if you want to do other things.
No, you gotta.
I imagine Sola just
Shoot.
smashing fucking jars of nasty shit in a corner to create a pile of things to burn. And just kind of like looking at Hellebore. I feel like I should thank you. I don't think I had the opportunity to.
I'm just happy to see you again. Sorry, I know that's not exactly.
Sola shakes her head. I'm afraid I don't properly remember my time as this Arias. Do you remember from before the Sinwell?
I do, but that statue, it looked like her, but it didn't feel like her.
Like Arias?
Yes, it's not the Arius I knew.
In above tape. Which statue are we talking about again?
It's the one that was on the corridor on the way here. We ambushed some Sin boys there.
The one you got the
Boys?
+1 Rensor from.
Gotcha.
A couple of sinny boys.
Sola just kind of frowns a little bit. Are you saying that I was a Rune Lord?
Not when I knew you. But the resemblance.
Sola just still kind of frowning, just kind of like staring at Hellebore, where she's probably crouched over just pile of nasty shit. Just kind of tilts her head slightly. What do you remember of me from that time?
You were a good master. You had opposed the Rune Lords. I don't know why a statue be in a place like this. We lived in a cabin in these parts, and you always kept me away from your experiments, but not your plants. Arias was doing something to oppose the Rune Lords, but not something that she liked. I think she hated it, but she did it anyway.
And you can see her, like Sola, very clearly trying to connect the words with anything that she even remotely remembers. And she very absently kind of reaches out and scratches Holly as she's thinking. What the fuck was it? Fire of Nations, Fire of Man?
Fire of Humanity.
Fire of Humanity. Like, Sola just after a moment nods. Did I ever speak of a fire of humanity?
Did she?
Hellebore, you were a dog at the time, and that was a very long time ago. How about you
Shit.
roll me a wisdom check?
You're right. Wait, I'm still a dog.
A different dog.
I'm a dog.
Got that dog in me.
You're mostly dog right now.
Oh man.
You're trying to. It's
Really
a difficult.
go for a bone.
It's a difficult thing to do, both because your mind is wandering. You are hungry. You have not had food in a little bit, and what you've had is, shall we say, unappetizing. But also because you're digging back centuries at this point, which is already difficult enough. But you didn't speak Thessalonian at the time. You knew your name. You knew Arius's name. You knew how to communicate with your fellow canines well enough, certainly, but to try and reconstruct sounds you heard all that time ago through the fog of memory, it's just something you can't put together right now.
A familiar expression to see confusion on a dog's face. Maybe a little too human this time. Hellebore kind of looks down and doesn't answer at first. Clear he doesn't have the answers he wants.
Sola just nods after a moment, knowing that he also does not have any answers. And she kind of like turns from him to look at the door towards where the statue would be. So I was working on a plan to resist the Rune Lords. And somehow either became one or created one. that.
I'm sorry, I wish it had been otherwise.
And she just... There's a moment where it's that very clear, just kind of ancient and tired expression. But then there's just a small smile and she shakes her head. There are reasons some Sarens live so long. Reasons why we come back. So we can make a mistake and fix it. And she just kind of stands up, and I imagine she is done with the pile of like nasty shit from like one of the rooms at least, and just kind of like tosses a match onto it and will turn around and kind of walk over to Hellebore and crouch down in front of him. You have every right to be angry as with me for letting you be hurt the way you have.
I could never be angry with you. It was an honor to fall in the well for you, and should it come down to it, I'd be honored to do it again.
And she kind of smiles and shakes her head. I would much prefer it not to come down to that again. We'll just kind of like pat him on the head. Once you get out of here, you do know that you can choose to go wherever you want. Do whatever you want, yes?
I never thought that his tail just like immediately starts wagging.
I would be more than happy to travel with you again should you choose. But do not feel like you have to either. I think you deserve a little bit of peace.
You're right. I will think on it while we finish up here. It's been quite some time since I've thought about the future.
And she nods and kind of gets up to continue with what she was doing, waiting on the others to arrive. And before she like kind of turns around to keep working, she will reach into her bag. Because she has a capybara and a bird, she doesn't have any meaty treats of any kind. But I imagine she has some sort of kind of like hardtack biscuits for like emergency, oh shit, I'm hungry. And I'll just offer them to Hellebore.
Eleanor's just happy to get a treat. Doesn't even matter what it is.
May I ask one more thing of you?
Of course.
You mentioned that my past self was betrayed. What do you remember of that?
There was a man who smelled of ink and paper. I think they had worked together, but she never let me meet her collaborators very often. I remember her doing something beside the well, this well. And while she was distracted, he came up behind her and tried to throw her in. I wouldn't let that happen.
And she kind of frowns, but nods. We'll give Hellebore another pat. Just for him to continue working.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot to cut back.
As you start to continue smashing these items up and making a ruin of this place in as holy a fashion as you possibly can. That's when first you see Kokoro, who I imagine is leading this procession, not lifting a finger to carry
course.
very much herself.
You're doing great. Come on.
Kokoro is encouraging the spirits of everyone, and you know, these guards have seen a lot tonight. They've seen things that probably none of them were expecting to. A lot of these are younger fellows that Baylor called upon today, fearing that a fight would be necessary. But seeing Kokoro and the grace of her movements as she moves through these tunnels, seemingly avoiding every pitfall before they can possibly see it, does seem to lend them some relief from the dark. And Sola, you spot the others. First Kokoro, then Ismark, then Shay, then Baylor, and about half a dozen guards, all with varying levels of sacks of sand.
Just as soon as she sees that there are friends, she okay, there's more people here. That's good. That's also very bad. We'll hold up a hand. Shay goes past, Ismark goes past, Kokoro goes past, hold up a hand before Baylor can walk in and point at him and all of the other boys. Do not touch any of the water in these wells.
He's he shouts from over from slightly ahead after he hears Sola say something. He'll turn and be like, "Hey, listen to what she says. She knows what she's talking about. She's the expert here. All right."
Baylor looks to Ismark very flatly, then looks over towards Sola, nods with the understanding of wisdom. Right. You all heard Miss Volman? We're gonna try and extract this? He looks toward Sola for confirmation, tilts his head.
And she kind of looks at the well, and you see her kind of do the side-to-side head thing of try.
We're gonna try to fill this in?
She nods.
We're gonna try to fill this in as cleanly as we can. Nobody touch any of the waters here. And, try to cover your mouths. The stench is awful. And the boys will come in and start pouring gallons and gallons of sand into this rune well. And it's a strange thing at first to watch the sand as it floats across the surface of the water. It seems to shine for a second, as if it's glitter, or when the light catches it just right, almost as if it's flakes of gold. But as more and more sand starts being poured in, it starts to soak up some of the moisture. And before too long, the water level seems to be sinking. It's going to take some time, but it seems the lads are starting to set up a brigade here to try and speed matters up. And as this is happening, Baylor will come over to Sola, Ismark, and Shay. So, Ward here told me a bit of what's happening. What are we looking at with this thing?
She is kind of Sola, arms crossed, watching everything like a hawk. And she kind of... Why is Shay so amused by this?
While they're talking, she's there at the group, she's got a hand over her mouth. She's kind of just trying to not giggle. She's kind of like shaking a little bit as she kind of holds in like a little snicker as much as she can.
So confused. Sola just like arms crossed, kind of watching everything. I think that depends on which thing you are talking about. There are quite a lot of things going on.
Baylor sighs and rubs the back of his head. You can hear the beads in his hair tinkling as he does this. I never thought I'd see the day we had whatever this is in Sandpoint. The murders were bad enough in the fire, but this is malicious. Ancient, too, if what Ward was saying is at all accurate, and he gives a sympathetic look to Ismark. I don't have reason to doubt his information. This is some sort of Thessalonian thing?
Sola nods. This will would be a Sinwell to Wrath. Something that would be created by the Rune Lords. The other well here is potentially newer. I think the boys will also need to sit in some sand towards that one when they're done here.
Should we be calling a priest over?
There's a kind of a little bit of a frown. It may not be the worst thing, but I don't know that having a priest in these ruins would be a good idea either. Perhaps just bless the forge above and hope for the best.
He nods as he takes this in, and he turns toward Sheadress. Sheadress.
Sorry.
Oh, go on.
She's like half paying attention. She's like watching them filling up the Sinwell, and she's trying very hard to like stifle laughter. But as
What's
he
so
says her
amusing about
name, she
this
turns.
situation?
Shay turns. She's like, she kind of snorts for a second before she brings her hand away from her mouth. She's like, nothing. Nope.
You just get
Just-
the most deadpan look from Sola.
She's gonna gesture to the Sinwell, and Shay lets out another snort. Sandpoint.
You know what? I'm gonna roll something. Gonna roll something here.
Lets out a fucking snicker.
Boo!
Oh man. Oh
Wow.
man. I don't know what I was expecting.
See,
It was not that.
I know the reaction that I would love Sola to have, but unfortunately, I am more violent than Sola is.
Okay.
Toss from the well.
I so want Sola to like hear that, like stare for a second, and then just like cuff Shay back of the head.
Let the girl have her. Listen. I wrote it into the character. Shay likes really shitty dad jokes.
Ismark hears the pun. It was like, hey, that's pretty funny.
Sheadress, you see the ghost of a smirk on Baylor's face as he just stares at you. Just looks straight at you. But as he's doing this, one of the sand-carrying boys is losing his shit. Just tears of laughter. She said, "Sand point." she was, oh my god, she was pointing to the sand. We're pouring the sand. Oh man.
She gets the little snickers and giggles out of her system. It's a little similar to like a really. She knows the situation is bleak. However, she cannot help her fucking humor. But she gets it out of her system. It takes her a couple of seconds to let the giggle out before she straightens herself up. Yeah. So. Hi.
He looks to you. And is still, he's trying to keep it straight. He is trying so very hard, and he's doing a decent enough job given the situation. He does seem to be grateful for the levity, even if he won't fucking admit it. And he clears his throat. Well, I'm glad to see you can find some levity in these situations. Would you mind talking to Father Xanthar and seeing if Father Xanthus, and seeing if he can stop by?
Oh. Yeah. I can do that. Now? Or later? Kind of busy now with the sand. The well. With the well.
Well.
Well, yeah.
Well. Far be it from me to tell you what to do on a day like this. But if you ask me, it's probably sooner the better. Suto mentioned something about a raid in his notes. We're gonna be needing to put as much of our attention on that as possible.
Right. Where shall I live?
At the Rusty Dragon. Saw her carrying a Mako there myself.
Oh. Kind of like stretches out a shoulder.
So, kind of he listens to this for a second, and hearing about the Rusty Dragon just nods. I will need to take a visit there when we are done here to check on her. And then she looks towards Shay. And you will not enjoy this. But I think you might need to get a room there, or perhaps see if there's an extra room at the blacksmith. Considering how the day started, being alone in your cabin may not be the best choice of action tonight.
Shay, who was on the verge of going to another little giggling fit, looks like someone just told a 5-year-old they're all out of ice cream. It's like just slack-jawed, eyes wide, despair. What? Now? No.
No, yes. You have 3 options. You can stay at my place, but I think you prefer not to, generally.
No.
You can stay at the blacksmith, or you can stay at the Rusty Dragon, and make owes you a room for tonight at the very least.
Or, listen.
No.
Or, I go home. Away from people. No offense. Away from people. To my cabin in the woods.
Or you stay and keep an eye on things, and we can keep an eye on you. Considering the fact that we just killed a demon. Multiple demons, in fact. And she kind of pauses and looks towards Baylor, and then past Baylor towards Ismark, kind of trying to judge how much Baylor has been informed about the situation.
Ismark would have gone through a rough synopsis of basically everything.
Including the undead sister.
Question mark.
Ooh. He
If Ismark didn't, Kokoro would.
he would probably have gotten to the sister being there for Shay, and he would have hesitated because, like, I mean, he don't want to make too many waves. At least not with that.
So I imagine it was like Ismark starts talking about it, talks around it. Shayadrez is acting as if she hasn't fucking heard a thing, I'm guessing. Head in the sand behavior.
I feel like it's both that and also she was very distracted about the pun.
And then I'm guessing Kokoro is the one who's like, oh, and also.
Yep.
And so, just seeing probably the defeat on Ismark's face, and perhaps the mild victory on Kokoro's. Well, just kind of like, okay, it's cat's out of the bag on this one. Considering the fact that your sister is involved and apparently interested in you. Whether you like it or not, you need help.
Don't worry, we'll assign some of our men to guard her.
No.
What?
As much as I appreciate it, Baylor, I think that will just make her actually kill some of your men.
Oh, she knows some of them.
That's a joke.
Yeah, she points to the one that cackled. Yeah.
She'll leave him alive. He gets to live.
He's cool. He gets it.
This guard gives you a thumbs up, Shay.
Imagine Shay does know some of them. But, like, I feel like it's very, like, it's known, if you know Shay, that she's very introverted. She doesn't like being around people for very long. And just like, what the fuck do you mean assign people to be near me?
So Sola just like, okay, you like that guard. She nods.
No,
Then your options are you can go back to your cabin and you can have guards there to supervise. Or you can get a little bit of privacy at one of our places.
She takes a deep breath in.
This is Kokoro beat a little shit, but she'll say, yeah, come stay at the Rusty Dragon. I'm nearby.
Ismark will hold up a hand and be like, look, I know it's not your preferred method of board, or room and board or whatever, but, like, I mean, your cabin, someone got it. Shay. It ain't safe. At least not anymore.
At least not until we figure out everything.
Fine.
Baylor looks around between the party and clears his throat. I hesitate to say this, given the current situation, but it does bear mentioning, there's probably a lot of space at the Kaijutsu Manor right now. Seeing as you are... He looks between Kokoro and Shay and says the word very, very softly. Family.
Sola, like, you could see she was not looking at Baylor as he was talking. She was still watching Shay, and her eyebrows go up. And she very quietly, but also anybody looking in the direction, takes a half step away from Baylor.
Yeah. He said the F word.
Shay, just
I am
slow.
out of the line of fire for that one.
Just slow turn to look at Kokoro. She doesn't say anything. Because I feel like the first time if this was said, it was when they were, like, talking with Pseudo, and she was like, okay, there's a good chance this guy's just fucking insane. But now that she's been down here, she's gotten her sister sent, who should have been dead, but is like proof that, oh shit, it's probably the truth. It's like, I feel like at this point she's realized, oh, that's probably true. She just looks, slow look.
Likewise, Kokoro's not trying to look at Shay Dress, but there is like an eye in her direction, like trying to do the side eye thing. Not very good at it, but she is trying it.
Very obviously looking at each other.
Yeah.
One direct, one indirect.
Yeah.
It's
They
just
turn.
old Deadeye teaches us that family is a blessing, and I just thought in trying times.
Velo,
Oh my
Velo,
god.
Velo.
Baylor is
He knows
sensing
Shay, huh?
the pit he's digging is
Yep.
deeper than the pit that he's standing in front of. And as he looks around desperately for something to get him out of this, he goes, "Wait a second. Is that dog walking?"
No.
Baylor like blinks and just rubs at his eye and turns to the guards and goes, "Did anybody else hear?" The laughing guard immediately is like, "Yeah, he totally talked, dude."
While he's looking away, Halibor goes onto all fours.
Yes, I was hoping for it.
Wow.
No, he didn't. It's literally a dog.
Baylor looks at the dog.
Baylor. You okay?
If you guys want to gaslight the sheriff, somebody's gonna have to make me a bluff check.
I'd like to.
I will happily. Yeah,
I would like
yeah.
to have Shay assist Kokoro. I feel like this is how they fucking bond.
Finally.
They both were immediately like, I don't know what you're talking about.
The family that gaslights together stays together.
He's
That's
like,
like
watches this
Geek Girl
happen,
bosses. Let's
and
go.
is like, wait, what is this? Was this a bit?
Fucking facepalm. I'm too old for this shit.
Alright, help me out here.
I mean, I guess this is one way for them to bond.
We both were just like,
lives for innocent pranks, so this is her territory.
oh man, it's so funny. They were both just like side eyeing each other, and then as soon as Baylor is like, "Did it just talk?" They're both immediately like, "No, he didn't."
All right.
Assist
help
from
me
Shay.
out.
Yeah, anybody who is assisting in this has to. It will add a
Hellboy
DC.
should roll for assist.
Will add a 2.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll to assist, my friends, if you're going to.
Oh, roll to assist. Okay.
Can Mez assist with her ability thing?
Yes, Mez can assist to get you. I believe that's a +3 to a 16, right?
Her ability, I think it's only a +2 right now.
+2. Okay, so that's a 15. All right. I will ask for a roll from Shay and from Helibor.
What do you mean? I'm just a dog.
I'm a dog.
Though at the same time, having an intelligent talking animal, though strange, should not be that strange, considering that John rode in on this guy's shoulder.
It's a little different. It's a little different. All right, so that's a 15. Helibor, what have you got for me, buddy?
Okay, one sec, page 3 loading. This is bluff.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, Helibor actually rolled the fucking highest.
Let's go.
I rolled a 4. What do you want from me?
All right, Jesus Christ, a 4. All right. All right, so that's 15, then what is that? Let's do 17, and then 19. So yeah, pretty solid. Hellebore goes back on all fours. Baylor looks at him, stares at him for a second, takes in the sight of this dog with a Ransor strapped to him, if I'm not fucking mistaken.
I can explain.
And then he just looks at Sola and is like, you know, I feel dumb saying this around you, but I think I'm getting too old for this. I think I'm starting to see things.
Pat on the back.
Like Sola like staring at him, like head lifted, just like giving John a scratch, and just like, I don't think you're getting too old. You are just being surrounded by more assholes.
Hey.
That's it. Shay broke. Shay's giggling again. She can't hide it for long, man.
And Sola
Hellebore.
just like looks at Hellebore. I may not remember you very clearly, but I know an asshole when I see one.
Hellebore looks
Seen many of them, have
distraught.
you?
Oh. And they come in all shapes and sizes.
Some can be really uptight about it.
Hellebore just lies down on the ground.
This is a weird conversation, I'm not gonna lie. Are we done with the sand?
Ismark, as you speak, it is as if the skies have opened up and a single ray of golden, blessed light has fallen upon Baylor's face. He holds up a hand and goes, right, the sand. The sand that we are transporting.
Yeah.
Don't.
And.
Don't. I've had enough of this tonight. It's been a long night. Talking dogs and evil cults. He stops for a second. All right. These guys here are going to take care of filling in the sand. Shayadras, you can stay or you can go. But as long as you speak to Father Xanthus in the morning, at the very least, I'm sure he's eager to hear from you. As for the rest of you, how about we meet up a little past lunch, figure out what we're going to do about this raid.
That sounds like a plan. Wait, DM, has it been like approximately 20 to 30 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna, Ismark is noticeably less buff than he was a few moments ago. Or minutes ago.
Baylor, blinking. Doesn't say anything. Shakes his head. Too old. And unless he is given further instruction, he will head out. And the rest of you are also as free to do what you would like for the evening.
We got that door, correct, squad?
Huh?
What?
The door that's right by Shay.
Oh yeah, I think both of these rooms were just
Yeah,
evil storage.
Yeah, they're just evil storage chambers, and nothing in them. They're
Gotcha.
supply closets.
All right, well, this place is awful. I vote we leave.
I think all of us would do well with some fresh air and good food.
Sounds like the Rusty Dragon it is.
And I need to take a look at your sister. Sure, she is fine, but it's always good to double check.
Yeah. Do what you can for her.
Ismark like wipes the hand over his face and just goes, I totally forgot about this, but I'm sure you remember the fucking stranger who's just rode into town.
Mr. Foxglove, yes.
And so Foxglove, the the kind of rich boy who was hitting on a few of yous, I'm gonna go talk to him because I don't like that he's in town when all this sort of stuff is going on, and he had dealings with Pseudo, so he might know something.
You should not talk to him by yourself.
Foxglove's nothing.
So it's just you get this like slow head turn from where she was not focusing on Ismark to just staring at him.
All right. I'll listen. I won't turn down the help if you wanna pitch in. You're more than welcome to come. But yeah, I'm not too worried about Foxglove. He's just
I'd
some.
like to have the same discussion we just had with Shay with you instead.
He opens his mouth to protest, and I imagine Solo just raises an eyebrow, and then he puts his hand down. You got me there. But that's what I need to. That's on my to-do list. I gotta talk to Foxglove, get a lowdown on what his deal is, why he's here. You know.
It may be best to talk to him in the morning so that everybody can rest, and we can deal with him when all of us are back up to full strength.
He nods. I'll put a note in Baylor's mailbox. He should make sure that nothing happens to that guy. I don't know. Call me overly cautious, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tried to axe him in the night. You know.
Sola just kind of like gives like a little like nod and shrug of like, it might happen. Do we even know where he is staying right now?
I don't know why I think this. I thought he was apprehended.
He was not arrested. He did not commit a crime. Crimes were
cringe. That was illegal. Yeah. Illegal levels of cringe.
I mean, cringe is not a crime on Galarian. He in fact was the victim of a crime because they tried to kill him.
But he made us uncomfortable. I feel like that's worse.
He's a bit of a sex pest, yes. He's staying at the White Stag, which is the posh
is he the one
bar.
that went dono?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the rich cringe boy from out of town who
struck out with every female PC.
Yeah.
In succession.
Sola didn't even let him get to bat.
Yeah. Holly was like, no.
Sola has dealt with enough pervs in her many lives. She can smell them from a mile off and is like, no.
Isn't he also a little bit racist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredibly. Jesus fucking Christ.
He's racist in the, exotification sense, the fetishization sense. Don't worry about it.
Pretty exotic, interesting looking ladies.
He did say exotic. He specifically used that word. It hurt me to play him a little bit.
I'm taking psychic damage remembering that scene. Good job, Kira.
It is like the best kind of like cringe hateable character.
Yeah. Akimbo Jeff be like
So you're gonna go talk to him, make Kira play him again.
Oh, you're right.
Yes, if you do talk to him, I do have to inflict more psychic damage upon you.
It's fine. Yes, I found it. He called the rest of the party exotic beauties.
Well, see, I don't think the ladies are going to be here this time around, so it's fine, right?
Unfortunately, if none of you go, Sola's not letting Ismark go by himself.
Thank you for jumping the grenade.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
All right. So are you guys heading back home? Where is home?
It is.
I don't fucking know where Shay's going.
Yeah, where are you guys going? Let me move you to the Sandpoint map actually.
Sola has laid out Shay's options.
There you go.
I feel like she doesn't want to bother Das.
So you guys are going to be emerging from like roughly here-ish.
By the fox.
Yeah, by the fox. And again, you're free to go wherever you would like this evening. But as you emerge into the crisp night, Hellebort, this is very strange for you because the last time that you were here, the last time that you remember seeing the outside world, it was a barren winter wonderland. This lake that you see that opens out into the ocean, this body of water, which has a particular name I can no longer remember, was all ice, solid ice. You remember how your claws used to scrape against it as you ran this way and that along it. You remember sitting and keeping Arya's company as she fished to try and get something for you guys to be able to eat as well. On top of that, there's all the scents that hit you all at once as the wind whips through the air. For so long, you've been exposed only to the vaguely rotten, putrid odors of the catacombs of Wrath. But here, there's so much to see. There's so much to smell. Plenty of fish, firstly, which hits you first. But also, in a distant way, fires and cooked food, meats, ale, people. So many people. How long has it been since you've seen this many of them? But this place is so different from the one that you remember, it almost feels as if it's a different one entirely. It isn't until you really focus and try and overlay the horizons that you remember against this one that it falls into place that no, this is the same place. And it's looking at the old light that does it for you. It's still in the same place, exactly as you remember it, or perhaps not quite.
Hellor is just kind of looking all around as soon as they get out, just extremely confused by all of this. But also a little excited, like he's definitely running and playing.
You start running and playing, and Barney also starts running and playing, because if you're running, he's got to be running too. There's got to be something to see, right? There's something to see, right? What are we seeing? What are we smelling? What are we seeing? What are we smelling? The two of you start running ahead, and Barney actually takes the lead and shows you a bunch of his favorite trees as you meander through the town of Sandpoint.
Is the Rusty Dragon also an inn, or is it just a tavern?
It's an inn. Okay. There's plenty of rooms available there.
Just double checking that. So, if Sola is hearing any of this conversation between Shay and Mez, she will just look very pointedly at Mez. You'll need to go see Das before you go wandering into the woods.
See, it was quietly offered. Intentionally.
Do you want to roll perception there, Sola?
I fucking can.
Yeah, you roll perception. Mesmine, roll me a bluff.
Got fucking auntie ears here. She knows when the children are being mischievous.
Bluff?
Yeah, bluff is used to pass secret messages.
Bluff.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I can get that even if I rolled a 1. And I
Still rolled a
rolled a
1.
16. So I have a 27.
Yeah, you fully hear everything that Mesmine is saying to Shayadress. You hear Shayadress's response. You also hear Barney's soft barks as he seems to be explaining stuff to Hellebore.
We'll say that Shay would have looked very like, oh my god, yes, at the idea at first. But then she stops for a second and then she looks over the Ismark and you see that the joy that was very quick, it's fleeting. As she takes a deep breath. She looks very sad.
He looks at Ismark.
More like she looks at Ismark and then she turns back to Mesmine, looking very sad.
Then that's when Soul is just like, Mez, if you're going wandering into the woods, you need to go talk to Das first.
Well, that was already the plan anyways. I'd have to get my stuff.
Not just a high and by.
I mean, I'll let the boss know where I'm going.
She's kind of gritting her fucking teeth as she says this. It's like, I think the cabin's not safe. For the moment. Just fucking takes another deep breath. It's very apparent she wants to go back to her fucking cabin. She's got fucking 9 charisma. She can't hide shit.
Shay, as you're hesitating, Barney comes over, boops you in the ribs area with his snoot. He is detected sad.
Just pet the Barney. Fucking chance to look at fucking Yzmark again, and she just fucking sighs again. It's like, fucking Stella.
Yes.
What were they again?
Your options?
Yeah. Gonna
Ismark, awkwardly standing around, looks over to just whoever is standing off to the side, not Sola or Shay at the moment, and he's just just kind of mouthing what did I do? I do something? It's me?
I'm going to roll that you talk to Kokoro about this.
Okay.
He's just awkwardly, silently mouthing, just did I do something?
Well, she doesn't really want to hang out with people. Not very sociable. That said, Shayadress, and I hate that I'm saying this, if you want privacy, come to the inn.
Sola nods. The rusty dragon should have a room. Well then, of course, going to the blacksmith and seeing if there's an extra spot for you. Or you can bunk at my place for a little bit.
She weighs her options. She kind of takes the tail end of her braid. She kind of twirls it like one would, like a lanyard. Say, well, Das is probably still mad at me for the water. Points at Sola. Love you, but your plants. No. Mm-mm. Shakes her head. She just turns. Also looks like she doesn't want to be saying this. She's like, so, Rusty Dragon it is. Great, just super.
So it's just nods. It's continuing on her way towards the Rusty Dragon already.
Stopping at my cabin first, though. Starts walking.
Ismark scratches the back of his head and he's like, "That's super not on the way. That's like way outside of town." But I mean,
Can't hear you. She's gone.
Miz?
He looks at everyone else, just like, "All right, we're making a detour."
So we're all going?
Wait, are you all gone? She started walking on her own.
Look, Ohana means family, and it appears that family means no one gets left behind tonight.
That's how it be.
Kokoro will go check on her actual family.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately,
Ooh.
Sola
Yeah.
has already committed to going and checking on Ameko first.
Mhm.
And you have to
have injured family.
you have to like fucking pass the Rusty Dragon to get to the woods. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Shay doesn't have any of her overnight shit. She's like, okay, fuck it. I guess I'm not sitting at my cabin for a while. So she's gotta go get her shit.
So like thinking about that, Ismark will just tell Kokoro and Sola, like, "Hey, you guys head to the Rusty Dragon, check on Amiko. Us three," pointing to Mez, Shay, and himself, we'll go to the cabin and come right there. First thing after we get to the cabin."
Yeah, safety in numbers.
Alright, sounds good to me.
All right. I'm going to step away for 5 minutes. So reconvene at 9:30, and we will start back at the Rusty Dragon. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
See you at 9:30.
See, the idea that Shay breaks off to go get her shit, and then just
Turns
like
around.
turns around, Ismark and Mezer's there, and she's like, okay. Not the intention, but okay.
Technically Barney too.
Yeah, and Barney. Mm-hmm. And I assume Hellebore went with Sola.
it's up
Can
to
we get a
Hellebore.
Hellebore token? Let's go.
Zoom.
Zoom. Pick up all the shit. Man, I'm so glad I made Shay really into dad jokes and puns.
That's a good way to get on Ismark's side.
I realize Mesrine is very young and probably would find them amusing as well.
I can only imagine the amount of patience Shalelu has fucking wasted.
Cream?
Fucking bonding time for Shalilu and Sola dealing with Shay's bullshit.
It's just, dude, it's sand. It's sand right there. Right below Sand Point.
I love leaning into the low charisma of like, really bad pun. The other low charisma character. Yo, that's fucking funny.
Right? Hey, negative charisma score. Let's go.
Yo, you hear that joke? That's gold. Sand? Boom.
Point. She pointed at it. Oh my god.
just really curious where you were going with that. Why Shay was giggling. I'm like, the fuck?
It's so fucking stupid.
Shay giggling has the same energy as Batman giggling. It's just a little off, and you're like, no, something's wrong.
It's somewhere between like giggles and a little bit of like a cackle and snort. It's it's you can't really hide it, unfortunately.
Hello again.
Hello.
Weber.
What can't you hide?
Shay and her sense of humor.
Very fair.
Which I'm just like, I had the thought, and I was like, dude, Shay would lose her fucking shit over that. Alright. I'm gonna go refill my water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
This music's making me sleepy.
You're only 11.
We need like spooky, sad tavern ambiance now.
Okay.
Hi, Claire.
That was such a random request.
It's because that sometimes you leave it on the coffee table.
Yeah, it's my intention to use it again.
Oh.
Kind of like you have your water things everywhere.
That's fair.
No, that's called ADHD. I forgot that water existed.
Ugh.
Hello, Joe.
We need some spooky music, you said?
Give me sad tavern.
Sad tavern?
Saturn?
Savern.
Savern. Skelly skeletons and shivers down my spine.
All right, so we've got Joe, we've got Z. I heard an Amy. Do we have a Matt?
Yo.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I have to get off. I'll talk to you later.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So less.
All right. Okay. Do we have an Iris?
Nope.
Bet.
Well, we're 2 down. We don't need them.
Hurtful.
All right.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh shit. Do we want to hold for a second or?
Oh, damn.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
If you guys want to just put a pin in it for tonight. I'm okay with that if we want to shift our focus a little bit. I don't know if you guys want to keep playing, question mark, but yeah, up to you guys. I'm fine either way.
I'm torn because not playing doesn't alleviate the issue, but it is a
Well, there's unfortunately not a lot that we can do.
Mm.
Okay, so shall we try and keep the show on the road then? Or
Yeah, I'm good to keep going because I personally there's not a lot that we can do.
all right.
Mhm.
She
I would
probably
like
needs
to.
to sit in things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I might,
If you need to step away, Iris, that's okay.
yeah, I might. I'm not sure.
Do you want a little bit of time to consider that? Like, if you want to step away, it's totally okay. Like,
You guys can go ahead and continue. I might listen and just be. Yeah.
yeah, podcast mode.
I will say the vibe has been shifted hard enough that I think it's probably best to just stop for tonight then. Because all of us sound very much like we got slapped in the face.
Not to say that the act
Yeah.
is intended that way, but
Yeah.
the emotional impact, yes.
Yeah, bit of a surprise. Bit of a surprise.
Mhm. It's hard
Yeah.
to go on knowing like big news that is situation changing like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think this is a decent enough spot to leave things for now. Then I'm very sorry about that, everybody. We can either, man, with the schedule the way it is, I don't know if we could try to fit in a little makeup time. I don't think that's
we
happening.
can do that. No, not for the next couple
Yeah.
weeks.
I don't think we could do that. I'm very sorry about that. But
It's okay. It's not your fault. This is all just
Yeah.
like this